Drake and Kendrick Lamar's rocky relationship explained Vertical Bar, the ultimate rap beef breakdown. Drake and Kendrick Lamar, two of the biggest names in hip-hop, who've defined the 2010s and beyond. But what happens when titans collide? From collaborators to enemies, their relationship has been nothing short of explosive. Today we're breaking down the saga of the Drake versus Kendrick beef, a rivalry that shook the rap world to its core. In 2011, Kendrick Lamar was an up-and-comer, and Drake, already an established star, saw something special in him. Kendrick was featured on Drake's Take Care album, and the industry was buzzing. But little did we know, this would be the beginning of a much more complicated story. At this point, it was all love. Drake invited Kendrick on his Club Paradise tour in 2012, and they even worked together on hits like Poetic Justice and F-Kin Problems. But it wasn't long before things started to get interesting. In August 2013, Kendrick dropped a bombshell, his verse on Big Sean's Control. In it, he called out a whole list of rappers, including Drake. The line, "I'm trying to murder you NS, trying to make sure your core fans never heard of you NS." Talk about a shot fired. Kendrick wasn't just aiming for Drake, he was declaring himself the king of the rap game. But Drake's response, subtle at first. By October, Kendrick wasn't backing down. On the BET Hip Hop Awards cypher, he took direct aim at Drake. Nothing's been the same since they dropped Control and tucked a sensitive rapper back in his pajama clothes. Ouch. So yeah, Kendrick wasn't pulling any punches, but how did Drake respond? Well, he kept it cool, at first. Drake, ever the professional, told Vibe in 2013, "I never once said he's a bad guy, but I stood my ground." He wasn't trying to escalate the drama, but you could tell the tension was building. Over the next few years, the shots continued. Kendrick went at Drake on tracks like King Kunta and Deep Water. And of course there were the infamous ghostwriting rumors that had fans wondering if Drake's pen game was as strong as his persona. Kendrick took a few jabs at Drake's alleged ghostwriting on King Kunta. And Drake? He clapped back with a few lines of his own, but nothing too explosive. At least, not yet. But then things really went to the next level. In March 2024, Kendrick dropped his verse on Like That, and it was clear, the gloves were off. Kendrick went full attack mode, calling out Drake and J. Cole. He didn't just diss them, he completely obliterated the idea of the Big Three. Motherfucker the Big Three, and it's just Big Me. That's a level of disrespect that, well, let's just say Drake wasn't gonna let that slide. Days later, Drake hit the stage in Florida and made it clear he wasn't backing down. "There's not a nen-a on this earth that could ever F with me in my life," he declared. And you know Drake, when he responds, he doesn't hold back. Just a few weeks later, he released his diss track, Push-Ups. Drake's Push-Ups hit streaming services, mocking Kendrick's stature and his deal with Top Dog. Then came Tailor-Made Freestyle, where Drake went as far as using AI to rap in the voices of Tupac and Snoop Dogg, calling out Kendrick for not responding to his earlier shots. This is when things really started heating up. Kendrick fired back with Euphoria and 16 in LA, dropping scathing diss after scathing diss. In a 6-minute assault, Kendrick took aim at Drake's entire life. His fashion, his parenting, his ghostwriting. "This is life in my aquarium," Kendrick rapped, referencing Drake's alleged inner circle issues. Yikes! And it didn't stop there. Kendrick kept the pressure on with more diss tracks, and Drake? Well, he wasn't one to sit quiet for long. By May, the diss tracks were coming fast and furious. Drake hit back with Family Matters, mocking Kendrick's relationship and even his alleged infidelity. But Kendrick wasn't done. He followed up with Meet the Grams, calling Drake a deadbeat and even alleging he had more hidden children. After all that, we thought it might simmer down. But oh no, Kendrick wasn't finished yet. He went full throttle with Not Like Us, calling out Drake's camp for some serious allegations. Kendrick celebrated his dominance with the release of the Not Like Us video, complete with subliminal jabs at Drake. Meanwhile, Drake continued to accuse Kendrick's label of inflating his streams with bots. It became clear. This feud wasn't just about rap anymore. It was personal. And with both artists pushing the envelope, the industry started to take notice. In September, Kendrick landed the biggest stage of them all, the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show. Meanwhile, Drake found himself dealing with legal motions, accusing Kendrick's label of shady tactics. And just when you thought the dust had settled, Drake took another shot at Kendrick during a live stream on XQC's channel. But Kendrick's November album, GNX, made it clear, this war was far from over. So where does this leave us? Are Drake and Kendrick destined to be enemies forever? Or is there a chance they'll put their beef to bed? With both of them still making history and dropping game-changing tracks, one thing's for sure, their rivalry has become a defining chapter in hip-hop history. Who do you think won this rap war? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of hip-hop.